The snow on the Fifth Avenue windowsill was the perfect, untouched kind, and from the 62nd floor, the city lights blurred into a galaxy of discarded diamonds. Ilara had everything. It was the sentence Michael's mind whispered. Not for the first time, as he watched her across the expanse of their living room. She was a vision in emerald silk, the same color as the antique necklace a piece from 1922 Hyde placed around her throat an hour ago. The fire crackled, casting a Botticelli glow on her cheekbones. There was the penthouse, the gallery-worthy art, the silent, efficient staff who made their world frictionless. There was Ilara herself, brilliant, witty, devastatingly beautiful. His wife. He had, by every external metric, one life itself. "Merry Christmas, my love," she said, her voice like poured champagne. She floated over, the scent of fracas, trailing behind her a fragrance that cost more per ounce than his first car. "Merry Christmas," he echoed, pulling her close. He buried his face in her hair, trying to quiet the persistent, nameless unease that had become his constant companion. He felt like a curator of a magnificent museum where he was the only lonely patron. Their dinner was a small, intimate affair. Just them. Dover sole, a Joule, Dom Perignon, a Yule log that was a sculptural marvel. They spoke of bland, pleasant things, the ballet season, a friend's ski trip to Gust. The conversation was polished and smooth, like the surfaces in their home. It left no fingerprints. "I'm just going to check on the kitchen. Ensure everything's set for the staff tomorrow," Ella said, rising with balletic grace. "Don't move. I have one more surprise." He smiled, the good husband. When she vanished, the silence descended, heavier than the snowfall outside. He wandered towards the kitchen, not for any reason, just to be moving. The staff had left hours ago, after preparing the meal, their own Christmas celebrations, awaiting them in far less gilded burrows. The kitchen was a study in stainless steel and obsidian, a temple of clinical perfection. And there, on the central island, sat two covered plates. The staff's Christmas dinner, prepared by their legendary chef, Pierre, a gesture of Ilara's famed generosity. The plates were to be taken home. A sliver of silver foil peeked from under one lid. A compulsive neatness made Michael lift it to tuck it back in. He froze. Beneath the lid, the plate was not neatly arranged. It was a landscape of half-eaten food. A salmon fillet, with a precise bite missing. Asparagus spears, one nibbled to the stem. A dollop of lemon butter. Disturbed, this wasn't a prepared meal to go. This was someone's finished, abandoned dinner. His heart gave a single, hard thud. He lifted the other lid. The same, two half-eaten meals, and then he saw it, wedged between the plate and the rim, a tiny, rectangular slip of thick, cream card, a place card from their own formal dining table. The name written in Ilara's elegant, looping hand, Julian. Julian, their chef, a man with a laugh too ready and eyes that lingered on Ilara a beat too long. A man who was, according to Ilara, a genius, but tragically underappreciated. The room tilted, the clinical steel blurred, Michael's fingers, gone numb, fumbled with the foil covering the other plate. He found no card, but he didn't need one. Smudged on the rim, faint but unmistakable, was a lipstick mark. A deep, passionate crimson fracas. The universe contracted to the evidence on two plates. The half-eaten food. The intimacy of shared leftovers. A secret meal in this silent kitchen while he'd been upstairs. Wrapped in oblivious contentment, selecting her necklace. The place card, a sentimental token. The lipstick, a brand she claimed to wear only for him. She had everything. The words now curdled in his mind. She had everything, and it wasn't enough. The grand, heartbreaking joke of his life was revealed not in a caught embrace or a discovered letter, but in the detritus of a maid's clearing duties. The leftovers, the crumbs of a feast he hadn't been invited to. He heard her heels on the marble floor. He didn't move, staring at the lipstick stain as if it were a fresh wound. "Michael, what are you?" Her voice died in her throat as she entered the kitchen and saw him, the lids in his hands, the plates exposed. Her face, for a fleeting second, was a masterpiece of unguarded horror. Then the shutters came down, the smooth, practiced composure returning. But it was too late. He had seen the truth. "It's not what you think," she began, her voice steady. Too steady. "What is it then?" His own voice was a stranger's, flat and shattered. "A culinary critique session. Did you need to taste his seasoning?" "Don't be vulgar," she snapped, but a flush crept up her neck. "It was just a thank you for all his hard work. We shared a quick drink, a bite. It was nothing." "Nothing doesn't get a place card," he said, holding up the cream rectangle. "Nothing doesn't wear your signature scent." He pointed to the plate. "This is the most real thing I've seen in this house in years. The truth, right here. In the leftovers." Her composure finally cracked. "And what is our truth, Michael?" "The perfect tableau. The silent dinners. You think I don't feel you drifting through these rooms like a ghost? You gave me everything except you. You haven't really looked at me in years." Her words hit him, each one a shard of a mirror he'd avoided. There was a terrible, hollow truth in them. He had been a ghost. He had provided a world, but not a life. The pain on her face was genuine, but it was eclipsed by the image of her laughing in this kitchen, sharing an intimate, stolen meal with another man. The twist was not her infidelity. The twist, the heartbreak that would break him for years to come, was the dawning, dual realization that crashed over him on that silent, snow-blanketed Christmas night. First, that she had sought in Julian's eager, tangible attention the very thing Michael had failed to give, a present, passionate connection. And second, that the evidence of his own marital failure, and her betrayal, would forever be symbolized not by grand drama, but by something as pitiful, as mundane, as a half-eaten piece of salmon on a maid's forgotten plate. He looked from the ruins on the china to the stunning, tear-streaked face of the woman he loved, the woman he had built a gilded cage for, and saw that they were both prisoners. She had everything. He had given it to her, and it had turned to ashes in their mouths, leaving behind only the bitter aftertaste of a Christmas dinner they hadn't even shared. He didn't say another word. He simply placed the lid back over the lipstick-stained plate, a quiet, final act, and walked out of the kitchen, leaving her standing amidst the perfect, terrible proof of their broken feast.